Reach on up to become blind. 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 Then through gamma, abside. Reach on up to become blind. 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 Then through gamma, abside.
To our latest Drunkcast Podtastrophe, episode 42. We've got Leon and Lauren with us.
Hey, what's up?
Howdy.
How you guys doing?
Doing good. Doing nice and drunk.
Yeah, I'm glad it's Friday. I'm here drinking beer.
We decided to do a bonus episode, drink it up a little. We felt that our last two episodes with you guys were,
a little sober.
Didn't meet the a little sober. Didn't meet the expectations of the first one we did together.
Not to say that we're boring when we're sober. We're just a bit more animated when we're not.
That's a good description. Thank you.
Let's go.
No, all right.
So, I had a couple drinks, decided to do a bonus show for you guys, and, Lauren has come requested, so look at that.
Can you tell me about that? Because I'm not sure what you're talking about.
No, we got some new listeners. One of them requested you be on soon, so there you go.
Lauren is one of my favorites. Lauren. Thank you. Is that from Allison?
Yes.
Thank you, Allison.
There you go.
Allison, we are complying to your request, and Lauren Jones is in the house.
Yes, I'm here.
And Leon says, fuck you for not saying he's one of your favorites.
Fuck that.
No one likes
Fuck all the
Leon.
listeners for hitting this masshole. Fuck you.
I did get an email saying you were a typical masshole.
Of course they did. They're envious of my massholeness. Nah, I'm just kidding, Listen, you know what? That's where I'm from. I have to get drunk, have a good time. That's what we do. I make no apologies for it.
Don't expect it.
And hello.
None needed.
By the way, I want the listeners to know that we're actually speaking to a new device that Jay bought that looks kind of like it's a tripod with a big ball hanging out of it with a red light on top, and it's called a Blue, so hence it's what do you call it, Jay?
The blue ball.
It's the Blue Ball. There you go.
And I think you'll notice a little difference in sound quality, too.
Oh, great.
Because the last one we did was the one that was really fucked up, which was the one we actually got ripped on for, so, hence the blue ball.
Blue Ball, the Blue Ball.
Oh, welcome, Blue Ball.
All right.
To our show.
So,
It's not your show, Missy. It's
This
his show.
is our show right now together. Is that okay with you? What's your name?
next topic.
All right.
This is going to be the whole thing. We'll just bicker for an hour and then, sign off. So what do we got today? We got a bunch of things lined up. By a bunch of things, I meant we didn't plan shit. We just
Nothing
decided.
at all.
The plan was to just drink and have the show happen.
Naturally.
We got some pot. We'd smoke it too.
Okay, and that.
We don't.
We had some heroin. I'd shoot it into my forehead. Do a fucking podcast.
Pretending with Botox.
You know, I've had Botox done.
Shut up.
Totally.
You have not had Botox.
I totally had Botox.
Okay, where
and I
did you have
totally had
Botox?
cheek injections too. Can you not look at my chipmunk
You
cheeks?
kind of look like a chipmunk.
You do have some shiny, chipmunk cheeks.
So do you. Fuck you.
He does not have chipmunk cheeks.
Mine are natural. I didn't get Botox, Mr.
Well, Botox is to kind of firm things up a little bit.
You're the ripe age of 29, so it's kind of.
I got Botox too.
I'm a little bit old. I'm 29.
I got Botox in my ass.
30.
Ass cheek.
My ass
Yeah,
was
you
getting a little droopy, and I got ass Botox, ass tox.
I recommended it to you.
Right, Leon was staring at my ass in the mirror, and he's like, "Listen,
Big.
you need some ass tox today."
Would you guys ever consider actually getting some kind of that work done? I mean, I guess it's more on the female thing, where you're only 27 years old, Lexi.
I'm 27.
Lexi is
by the way.
whenever you hear me say the word Lex, it's a reference to Lauren. But if you
26,
ever
by the
got like wrinkles in your head, forehead? Would
Haven't
you consider?
you heard the phrase "black don't crack"?
Oh God.
Yeah, it really isn't fair because like a black guy can like
No, I haven't.
can just shave his head and then look 20 for like till he's 45. It's bullshit. It really is.
I mean, it's kind of sick. My dad, and I will go out for breakfast or something, and they'll think we're married, but he's like 54 or something, 53, 54.
Mm-hmm.
He's aging well.
Yeah, my mom.
Well, that's the thing about black guys. They just shave their head. They look 20. Like, look at Chris Rock. Has he aged in the last, 30 years? It's bullshit.
Wow, that's a good point.
It is.
No, he hasn't.
Black don't crack.
They just get ashy. Ooh.
That's what lotion's for, my friend. At least I don't need Botox. Or
I
rather get
have-
some fucking Lubriderm.
I haven't gotten Botox.
I know. But ladies...
We just start the show off with lies like this?
Sorry.
Wow.
Wait. You guys really do believe that a 29-year-old
No.
male
Not for a second.
would
No,
have
not
gotten
for a second.
Botox?
Not
I
at
hope
all.
not.
Especially not you.
Because that makes you gullible. If
Yeah. But I was actually watching this reality show that's pretty awful. And
Can you name it, please?
the Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Atlanta?
Ugh.
Watched it.
Well, okay, so there's this woman who
Ugh,
claims...
watched it?
Excuse me, I'm unemployed.
I
I do a lot of couch surfing, and
So when you lose your job, you have a bad taste in TV programs?
you just don't have anything else to watch at 1 o'clock in the
it's fine.
afternoon.
It's kind of fun. It's addictive. So anyway...
Riri? Nini? What's her name?
Nene, yeah.
Nini.
So anyway, there's
Saggy ass tits.
this blonde girl on there who claims she's 29 and she looks like she's 37.
Totally not 29.
She looks like she's like 37. And she's like, "Oh, I'm 29. I've been getting Botox since I was 24. You know, you gotta keep it together."
That's just
She's
so
not
wrong.
29.
She's not 29. And she has this supposedly celebrity husband, sugar daddy guy,
She calls him Papa.
Big Papa.
Big Papa.
But she goes out and she buys all this shit. She went out and
Is
bought
that-
like a Land Rover and
Didn't he die in like 96?
No, not Biggie Smalls, but she calls
Which,
us
by the way, there's a movie coming out next year.
about Biggie Smalls.
Don't knock Biggie, Jay.
Biggie,
Love
Biggie,
Biggie.
can't you see?
Okay, so anyways, Laura.
So anyways, the last episode I saw, she bought like this fucking $14,000 like diamond cuff, and in the first episode she bought this car, and she just called her man. She's like, "Big Papa, I'm gonna buy this." He's like, blah, 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 blah. You know, it's like the Peanuts, like wah, 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 wah. And then she's like, "Thanks, Big Papa," and she hangs up, and like that's her role on the show.
But I also think that you have to look at a role like that with a grain of salt. I mean, television, it's all scripted. Jay and I both come from television backgrounds. It's absolutely all scripted. When you look at a show like that, more so than a show like, for example, Cash Cab.
Oh, I love
Cash Cab is
Is
a
that
great
like
show.
Bang Bus?
No,
What?
Cash Cab.
Ew!
No, Cash Cab is a show on I believe the Discovery Channel, or
You've never seen
Yeah.
Cash Cab?
No, I have no idea what you're talking
really.
about.
Oh man,
It's actually like it's a dude in a cab, drives around New York City, picks up quote unquote people, and then plays a kind of trivia game with them. And each
And you can
question
win
is each question that he asks is worth money.
Okay, it's kind of like that show Oblivious that was on.
Yes,
Oblivious was,
yes.
by the way, the greatest game show ever, and
So
it
funny.
got canceled way too soon. Anyway.
So it's kind of like that, and so their whole thing is they kind of want you to believe that a cab is randomly driving around New York City and spontaneously picks up this duo. Yeah. And so this couple gets into the cab and the lights go off. Oh, guess what? You're in the Cash Cab. Completely not true. It's all completely scripted. I met the people who actually work on that show. Some of the PAs. And they were like, dude, everybody that walks into one of those cabs is
right?
there for a reason and
Yeah.
is there picked up because it was all scripted and evolving, like, whatever. So I mean, if a show like that does that, the Real Housewives
You
of
kinda
Orange
just
County
burst
or
my
Atlanta,
bubble
it's all completely fake.
I believed in Cash Cab. I like Sharita, my friend Sharita. She actually thinks that one of these days the Cash Cab will pick her up and like she'll win money.
She takes a cab everywhere now. Is
No,
this
because
She needs to
it's a
stop
van.
dreaming.
It's a van. It's not like a regular like car looking cab.
the slam
or-
van?
No, we stop
Oh.
with that.
You know, like one of those van cabs.
It's a van cab.
the
So
Oblivious DVD.
she looks for the.
Give it to
Are
you.
you talking about porn right now?
I give it to you.
No.
So anyway,
No porn.
okay. So it's a van, and she looks for the van cabs when we're out, hoping it's the Cash Cab, like every time.
I've been on 2 reality shows, and they were both completely fake. Yeah, I get around.
Which one? I never have. What have you been on?
I've been on True Life and What Not to Wear.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Okay. So when you say you've been on this show, you haven't been featured.
No, I wasn't the feature, but I was
should be
on
the feature of What Not to Wear.
Thank you.
Wow, that's
wow. Yeah, that was.
Hey, it was his ex-girlfriend that was on.
I was kidding. Can I kid? Thank you. Sorry.
I mean, Jay's not the most fashionable guy.
No.
He's not wearing any couture.
Queer Eye should come back for you, and like do your apartment all sexy.
They can do mine. Shit.
Queer guy for the straight eye.
Yeah, they can do my apartment.
Yeah, kind of almost.
So tell us about your experiences, Jay, with reality television. I don't know if you have any, but if you do, love to hear yours as well. I have absolutely zero. But
when I was in Boston, I was actually on TV like 5 times. But we had this big scandal at Northeastern where like 30, I forget what subject it was, poli-sci or something. They all cheated on a final and they all got caught, and because they all put the same exact answers. So I'm walking through the quad the next morning, and I didn't hear about this. And the reporter's there, and she stops me, and she's like, "Oh, what do you think about the finals scandal?" And I just start making up shit. I'm like, "Oh, it's so wrong. You got to study hard, and you can't be like cheating like that, and blah blah blah." And they put it on the news that night. I saw it.
Really?
Yeah. And the best one, I don't know if it was the best one. It was the scariest one. Bri, the old co-host, and me, we finally got girls over our apartment after like 4 years of trying. And we lived across the street from a pizza place, and they said they were going across the street to get some pizza, and they'd be right back. So we're hanging out, we're celebrating, throwing confetti and shit. And
girls are coming back.
Exactly. We got girls over, and they're coming back, and it's been more than 10 minutes, and they're not running in fear. And so we heard this popping outside, and I don't know why. I'm like, oh, cool, they found fireworks. That's cool. So we run to the window, we look out, we're facing the street, and I see this guy tear around the corner, and I see another guy tear around the corner right after him, shooting a gun, firing at this guy. I saw him fire off like 3 or 4 shots, and I turned to Brian, and I'm like, I don't think the girls are coming back. I think they're probably scared of
running for
That's
their
what
lives.
you get for living in Mission Hill.
Yeah, it was a scary town. So I go outside to look for the girls, and why after a gunfight I decided to go out and look, I don't know. But there's cops all over the place at the corner, and I'm walking around, and I look down, gun, right on the sidewalk.
You saw the gun.
I looked down, the gun is right at my feet. So I walk up to the cops. I'm like so drunk. I'm like, hey. And, Boston cops are already like,
they're assholes.
They're just like, what? What do you want? I'm like, did you know that the gun is right over there?
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm totally serious. And they were doing the newscast about the shooting. And I'm in the video stumbling around in the background.
Really?
Like showing the cop the gun. I was so scared because I didn't know if they caught the guy or not. So, like, I didn't leave my house for, like, a week because I thought maybe, like, they didn't catch the shooter and he saw me pointing out the gun. So, like, I was so freaked out. I didn't leave the house for, like, a week. Back to the reality shows, though. I'm also, among my many other charming qualities, I'm a big nerd and went to a video game tournament. And the game was called Smash Brothers. So I went to a Smash Brothers tournament, and I'm waiting outside for the tournament to start, and a van pulls up. This guy gets out, and cameras are following him. And apparently, they were doing a True Life on the episode was called "I'm a Gamer." So they followed the guy in, and I'm waiting outside. And so, like, they walk past me, so you see me in that shot. And then, lucky me, I ended up having to play him in the very first round. So you see me in a couple shots in that. He completely destroyed me and made me realize that I thought I was good, but not so much.
You know that I totally like in that episode because I like watching True Life.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of passes the time. I saw that episode.
Mm-hmm.
and I saw you in it. And you were outside, and you know how you saw this thing as well? Because Jay has a t-shirt that he used to wear. I don't know if you still do.
Yeah.
But it's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shirt.
Bright green.
And it's like, and it's like ecto green.
So you did see that one.
And I told you. I think I might have told you. I totally saw you outside when they were following this guy inside the building.
You must have been like, holy.
And I'm like, no, but this is after you told me that you were gonna be this. I'm like,
okay.
So I was like, Jay's gonna be on this show somewhere. Jay's gonna be on this. And boom, there you are outside with your Ecto Cooler TM fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shirt on, and I'm like, there he is. Which is pretty rad.
I asked him after he destroyed me. I'm like, how often do you play this? He said 11 hours a day.
Oh my god. Get a
How
life.
old is he?
I don't know. He's in his 20s. He's like a personal trainer. I don't know when he has time to personal train if he's playing that game 11 hours a day. And, you know, he said he made like $30-something thousand playing that game. But I'm like, but you're playing 11 hours a day. Like, you can get a real job for like $50,000.
That is a job.
It is, but you could get like, you know, an 8-hour-a-day job making more money.
But I guess it doesn't seem like a job. It's a game. You could chill out in your house and practice.
I don't think, like, I love video games. I don't think I could play any game for 8 hours a day.
A meal can.
Well, yeah, you could.
Sorry, the doc.
The doc can, yeah, I mean, yeah, you can play Warcraft for like 15 hours a day, but...
So if he could do that for his job, do you think he'd give up being a doctor?
Yes.
See? There you go. You know someone just like that guy.
Okay, touche.
I think the only time I've been on the news is like waiting in line to get somewhere. For instance, I can't remember if it was
Paul Abdul tickets.
No, like Thanksgiving, like at the Greyhound station. I was at South Station waiting in line at Thanksgiving rush, and some people came up in my face and they're like, "Oh, what do you think of holiday travel?" and blah blah blah, like the long waits.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even think it would be on TV. I wasn't paying attention, but I spoke my mind. And my friend called me like 10 minutes later. And it was like, I just saw you on the news. Where are you? And I was like, oh man, I didn't think they would get it on that quickly. And that's the only time I was on
It's called
TV.
live TV, Lauren.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't exciting. I didn't really take it seriously. I would have thrown up a peace sign or something, but that's the only time.
Yeah, my other time was what not to wear. My ex was actually the subject of what not to wear. And they were like 4 hours late.
Let's say this again. His ex-girlfriend was the subject of what not to wear.
I wasn't dating her at the time.
I think it's fucking hilarious. Sorry.
Well, you know, it is kind of funny. As long as it doesn't hit there, it's fine. Yeah, so, like, they were,
So
like...
I've watched that show.
They were, like, 5 hours
Oh,
late,
good job.
and so me and the production assistant bought, like, cases of beer, and we're drinking the whole time. So by the time they show up, I'm wasted. And they show me, like, 5 times in the background, like, stumbling around with beers. They show a close-up of my face, and I got this stupid drunk grin on my face. And it's pretty ridiculous. It's only in the first half, because I didn't want to go to the second half.
But that's the good part where you see that she's like transformed or whatever.
But the first half took like hours and hours and hours, and I'm like, alright, I know she's gonna look better, and we're not dating anymore, so why do I want to see like the girl is dating like twice as hot and then wait 5 hours to see that? And then,
Did she have another boyfriend at that time, or because maybe you could have gotten back with her when she was cute.
She's a switch hitter,
Oh,
so I don't even think she was playing for that team at the time.
I hear you.
Yeah.
All right. Whatever works.
Yeah. So, you know, it was, but it was scripted. Like, every second, they're like, all right, walk to the door, and then when we pull up, make, like, a shocked face and, like, run in the house. And, like, every single, like, step of the way was just, like, shot for shot, totally made up.
That's how reality. You know, for people who think that there is such a thing as reality TV, it's all scripted. It's all in some way or another distorted into sounding interesting, so that people like you and I will watch. When you watch Survivor, when you watch Big Brother, when you watch any of that shit, all in some way or another scripted. You know, if you want to watch unscripted shit, go online and watch some episodes of Double Dare. Not scripted.
Double Dare, probably the last greatest unscripted
Was it
game
not
show.
brilliant? Fucking brilliant.
Yeah, to
You
run
remember?
up the tongue
I
with
don't
the
remember it.
fucking whipped cream
That
on
one?
it.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That was the hardest shit.
I wanted to be on that show, dude. So
I was just about to ask,
Oh,
did you ever
Mark
dream of being
Summers.
on that
Oh,
show?
fuck yeah, I did. And Mark Summers was the host.
Yeah.
And you know Mark Summers now has the couple of shows over on the Food Network.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, he has like Unwrapped and all this. I'm like, you are the fucking Double Dare guy. You want it there or Double Dare? Double Dare.
Of course you want a Double Dare.
You have to.
Fucking A, I want a Double Dare. I want to see 11-year-old be like, fucking A, I want a Double Dare.
Shit's fucking rad. Anyways, so listen, guys, why don't we switch gears a little bit?
Okay.
Let's talk about Halloween. I know we're a bit couple of week and a half in.
Yeah, and Jay already talked about his Halloween, I guess, on the last show.
Oh, you
but
did.
but
A little bit. I didn't have too many interesting stories.
So Lauren, what did you do on your Halloween?
I actually organized a party at my office, which was pretty cool. I got my boss to okay it. So we had beers and like wine, and we got pizza and all this shit.
What were you?
I made up my costume. I was a zombie referee
Okay.
because we have these Nerf balls at my office that have the product name on it. So I cut one in half. I super glued it to a hat and like put out blood and shit. And then I had a referee's shirt and more black pants and Chuck Taylors, and I had a whistle and all that.
Beetlejuice.
It was kind of Beetlejuice-ish, but I had like the blood, and then I had the makeup to make me look pale, and it was actually, I got a lot of compliments on it because I always make up my costumes. I don't really go for like the slutty girl Halloween costumes that are sold at the stores.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah,
Some of them are
boobs.
good. Some of them are,
Legs and boobs. I'm not into that so much.
Fucking beans.
Whole Beetlejuice soundtrack.
I love Beetlejuice.
But then after that, I went to Porky's with some friends, and we kind of just danced and
Porky's,
and drank.
a.k.a. a cheap version of Coyote Ugly.
There are no dancing girls.
Coyote Ugly, a cheap version of Hogs and Heifers.
Sure.
They made Coyote
Okay.
Ugly after they made the movie Coyote Ugly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Hogs and Heifers was the movie it was based on. And then when the movie came out, they made Coyote Ugly the bar.
Have you been there?
Yes, and nobody was dancing, and it was like 95% guys. And
That's how it is in every city where they have a Coyote Ugly. That's how it is. Actually, I have this great story.
they have
about
Coyote
being,
Uglies in other cities.
Yes, they have them in Vegas. My experience with it was they actually had one. They had one in Boston. It's closed down since then. This is before I moved to New York, and it was about like 7-8 years ago, or whatever. And so my buddy John Mulaney, his father used to work at the IRS, which is in relation to where it was. If you guys know Boston at all, it's where the old Garden used to be. I guess where the new TD Bank North, where the whatever it used to be. And so it's around there. And so this guy, his father's about he's about 65 years old or whatever. But the kind of guy that can drink you under the fucking table. Have a good time and you can drink. And so we end up going there after one night after we're drinking, just to meet him and to drink or whatever. And so we're hanging out, and he's looking at all the pictures. And if you meet this guy, like he has this list, this awesome, like he's very like drawing, like you're just kind of drawn towards his character. And so we're hanging out, and the girls are doing shots. So, they're dancing on the table. They're doing like bottle shots down your throat. And so they have a contest at Coyote Ugly where you have to get on your on your fours, like a dog, and one of the bartenders gets on your back, and then you race towards the end of the bar, and then you race back, and then you win free alcohol.
You say on your hands and knees?
On your hands and knees, and then
Bar floors are fucking gross.
Yes, I know this.
Not worth the prize.
And then you got a girl behind you to kind of fucking saddle you and straddle you, and then you kind of race back and forth.
So you're like a
And
horse,
so-
and she's like
Yeah,
riding you?
absolutely.
Okay.
And here's the kicker: was the John Mulaney's dad, one of my good friends' dad, fucking 65-year-old man, got down on his fucking hands and knees.
He's a fucking maniac.
Not only did he race, but he won.
Nice.
Fucking brilliant.
When I lived in Boston, I went to a party and he was there, and he did a keg stand.
Yeah, you were there. Yeah, dude, this guy was...
He was like 60 at the time, and he did a keg stand, and he fucking lasted longer than I did.
He's that kind of guy. He's obviously still around. He's an awesome guy, and but he likes the party. He likes.
He sure does.
He likes the inclusion. He likes to be included and everything. But I never been to the house in Harrison, the city.
Not very good. It's very overrated. I don't know. If you want to hang out with like 37 dudes, pretty cool. Holy shit, the doc's here.
Yeah!
What's going on?
I just showed up. I heard something going on here. I just wandered in.
This is like podcast part 2.
Ow!
3 hours later.
I know. Only 2 seconds to you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
We've been here the whole time.
We may or may not have gone to a bar.
So
We have a very diverse crew now.
yes, we do. Actually, we're pretty much a Benetton.
We're the United Nations over here.
Exactly.
We're like the Saturday morning special.
We're a Benetton
Podcast.
ad, is what we are. We have a white man, an African American woman, aka black.
Okay.
That's big, and we have an Indian guy over here.
All different races.
We're not going
for
to
your
sing "We Are
pleasure.
the World," are we? 'Cause-
We are the
I said
world. We
we're
are
not
the children.
I said we're not going to sing that.
Oh, it's
Yes,
right.
but it's very multicultural here. So we have 4 different point of views racially, which
Except
is
we're
makes
all-
for an interesting.
Except we're all American, right?
Yes, we are.
Well, yeah.
Whatever.
Jay's like, I'm more American. than
Fuck you guys, I don't care.
Jay's like, I'm the most American.
Because I'm white.
Because my family held slaves.
What?
Wow, that's so not funny.
Don't say that.
Jay.
Yeah, and I didn't say
My
that.
family had slaves.
Take that back
Yo
out of my
mama.
mouth.
Yeah. All right, let's start over.
But it gets twice as complicated though, because everyone here is dating.
You
A
made me feel
different
uncomfortable
race.
for a minute. I hate you.
What's
your
going
own
on
fault.
over here?
She made me feel uncomfortable for a
No,
minute.
I did not make him feel uncomfortable. He said, like, his people had slaves, and he's like, Joe Mama, and I just gave him one of my looks. I didn't say anything. And by that, I made him uncomfortable. And he's mad at me for saying nothing.
But you know that Lauren's stares
They
are
don't know this.
daggers.
They don't know this, but it's true. Like, I don't have to say anything. I just stare at you, and you get ridiculously
Lauren's
uncomfortable.
Stares hurt.
Yeah, Lauren was just staring at me like 2 minutes ago, and I was a little uncomfortable.
I'm not alone.
It
See?
works on my boyfriend. It works on my parents. It works on my friends. And I
See,
I
who's
use it.
who's Lauren's fan? Shannon?
No, Allison.
Allison? You don't even know about Lauren's stare. It's piercing.
Thank you.
If you knew, you'd probably request somebody else.
Yes, you'd be like, I don't like her anymore. She's looking at me funny.
Too much.
No,
staring.
I wouldn't do that to Allison though, because she actually likes me. But I save it for you because you have nonsense.
Oh, for somebody who actually knows you and cares about you and is your friend.
Okay,
and
no.
and after I take you and make sure you get home after you are puking your balls off.
5 years ago, 4 years ago.
You have balls.
That's my fault.
What? Who cares? We're doing a show. It's fuck your phone.
No, that's
Let me just say,
it's my
okay.
girlfriend.
Yes, I give him a piercing stare after he says my mama was his slave. Is that not like justified?
See this leash going on? Running out on the show? The phone's ringing?
Oh, he's scared of me in
Running
my
out.
stare.
He's scared of his girl running down the...
Did this pick up my whipping sound?
Yeah, serious. Ouch.
So anyway, back to the racial thing. We were just discussing off air, which we're gonna now discuss on air, that we are 4 different races and we date other races. So Jay's girlfriend, Jay's white, Jay's girlfriend is Thai, and I'm black. My boyfriend's white. Leon is Hispanic. His girlfriend is Japanese, and Emil is Indian. And
My girlfriend's imaginary.
Yes, his girlfriend is imaginary, which is a whole nother race.
I was going to say a troll mage, but alright.
Whichever works. But I have the same kind of thing at work. There's a couple of us at work that hang out together. We all date outside our race. So it's kind of funny that happens. But in New York,
Hey,
especially, it's accepted.
You
so
like
why
what
not?
you like, you know.
You do what you do.
Alright, gotta ask right here. What do the parents think of this?
My parents are fine. My parents have met my white boyfriend several times, and the only comments, that negative type comment
that he
that they've
doesn't talk?
had, exactly.
Yeah.
They say it too.
My dad is like, why won't he speak to me?
It's because he doesn't speak ever to anybody.
Yeah, it's not
ever.
personal. My boyfriend.
Hey,
just
no, that's
doesn't like
not
to
true.
talk.
I talked to him like last time I saw him, and he said, "Hey."
Stop.
Okay.
He says more than that. But I think you have to.
He says
disengage.
bye also. He says hey,
Yeah.
and then 7 hours
Yeah.
later he says bye.
No, if you talk to him about some, I don't know, basketball, sports, or something.
No, the only thing he talks about is the Redskins, and nobody cares. So,
No, that's
Yeah.
not true. Duskins.
so
No, you've talked to Matt before. You know, he talks occasionally.
Okay, well, are we talking about Matt? Is that what
no,
we're
enough
doing now?
about Matt. How do your parents feel about your interracial?
Dating.
Well, my mother loves my 3/4 Japanese, 1/4 Irish girlfriend. But here's the thing. Not to sound like an ass here, but
You're an ass. Wait, no, go ahead.
Ass alert!
But my girlfriend has a pretty rad personality, which is very likable.
Okay,
True.
I don't think she looks very Asian either.
She does look
Here's it,
Asian.
dude.
I don't think so.
Dude, what do you
Don't
think?
think so.
What do you think about this? And you know, it's actually something that kind of bothers me, and it kind of irks me.
Okay,
On
Irk away.
more than one occasion, people have asked us if we're siblings.
because you have semi-Asian eyes for a Latino
I
guy,
thought you just said she didn't look Asian, Jay.
and she has
Semi-Asian eyes, funny.
semi-Asian eyes, but no other Asian features. She's got very pale skin.
Well, she's petite. She's also petite.
People
No,
think we're
Asians are
siblings,
petite.
Asians
That
are petite,
doesn't-
and they also have pale skin.
and it disturbs me.
What disturbs you that she's petite?
The fact that people think we're boyfriend and girl, that we're brother and sister, and I'm like, no, I fuck her, and they're like, oh, sorry. For example, okay, so we go to the
You guys don't look that similar.
Okay, so last example of when this happened. This has happened a couple of times, several times, about 3 or 4. And so we were over at the supermarket. We were at Key Foods, and so we were making lasagna that night. It was for the election, so we were getting the ingredients, and we were in the the cheese yogurt kind of aisle.
And moose.
And so this woman, I'd say in her late 50s.
Was she hot?
She was a woman in her late 50s. Let me stress the fact.
Oh, so it
Jason.
was the lady from Sex and the City.
Wow, you're such a hater on a mannequin girl. So anyway, so she's like like in Spanish, totally in Spanish, like you're being so mean to her, like and then she starts like
Dios
looking
mío.
at me, she's like, ay Dios mío. No, she wasn't.
Ay,
Jay.
papi.
But starts looking at.
Hi, Chihuahua.
So this is what you people think of my people.
Arroz con pollo.
Culo. Sí se puede.
For people who can't see, my jaw hit the ground.
Burrito. Empanadas.
Rico Suave.
See, this is what this podcast is about.
No. Listen, not only is my jaw to the ground, if I made any comment in regards to any of these motherfuckers' races, then the laughs would stop.
I do
No,
laugh,
I
yeah.
disagree. I
No,
disagree.
no.
Anyways, yes, I'm a fucking beaner. Anyways, that was a joke laugh. Anyway,
I don't even know that
so
one.
she stops me. I'm Colombian.
You don't watch Carlos
Oh,
Mencia?
Colombian.
You got it?
Yeah,
You got it? Beaner?
I get it
Colombian?
now.
Alright, good. You stop, and so I'm talking back to her, and she's like, oh, I just thought you were kind of being mean to her. This is all in Spanish. I was like, are you guys brother and sister? And I'm like, no. She's like, are you guys married? I'm like, no. I'm sorry, I retract. She was like, I'm like, brother and sister? No. She's like, how do you know each other? And I'm like,
El Pino
She's my-
and La Vagina.
she's my girlfriend. And it just kind of made it awkward because it wasn't the first time that I was confused. My girlfriend was confused with my sister. And I'm
Alright.
like, That's kind of odd.
You guys don't look that similar.
No,
I don't see that at all.
I have the Asian kind of slanty
but
eyes.
Your
I
facial
admit,
features
you
are
don't
totally different.
look so Hispanic. You look kind of white, and she looks kind of Asian still. So I don't understand.
No, but I mean, even just look. I mean, all right.
Well, I think saying that I don't look kind of Hispanic is a little bit off the cuff. You don't
like Hispanic at all.
Oh,
no.
Have you been to Spain?
I have.
Okay, so what do they look like in Spain?
Spanish.
You know what I mean? It's European, right? With my family, they didn't mix with the Native Americans in South America.
I mean, it's,
so, like, my family didn't mix with the Indians, so I'm therefore fair-skinned European.
Yeah. Well, people in Spain look different than, like, Mexico.
They look European.
I'm just
they look
basing
white.
it on my one roommate from Spain, Gus, and you don't look like Gus.
Well, Gus can beat it.
Okay.
Maybe he does.
Yeah.
Moving on.
I beat it. You beat it. He beats it.
I don't.
We all beat
I
it.
have nothing to beat.
Yeah. You
Twiddle.
massage.
Moving on. My point was that you do not look Japanese, and
No.
Marissa does.
So I don't feel like I look completely Asian, and so like it's kind of awkward for people to keep telling you that you look like your girlfriend.
Mm-hmm. I don't have that problem.
There's totally.
You don't have that problem.
I don't have
You
that
guys,
problem.
you guys look about as opposite as, like, you know, like, you guys look nothing like each other.
I think me and Matt look a little more
That's
than
true.
he and Kat, but
So
I don't know.
Lauren's
It's
boyfriend is
pretty-
white. She's black.
It's pretty close.
She talks, he doesn't.
could you be any more mean?
No. Listen. Okay, so it's funny because so Jay's girlfriend is Thai. Totally not looking the same. Lauren has a white boyfriend, not looking like at all, and like Jay said, doesn't speak. Although he's gotten a lot better, and I like Matt. I think he's a cool dude.
When he's not,
And I'm not just saying that.
When he's
You
not,
like him too. You told me.
let me speak. When he's not throwing up on my Guitar Hero guitar, I think he's awesome.
Yeah.
Yes,
When
Lauren
he
had to
is
pick up
throwing
for
up
that
on my
mess.
Guitar
That
Hero
was
guitar.
not. That was not cool.
Nah,
I
that's
was
good.
cleaning up puke for like an hour.
Well,
But you had to do it, so good for you. Like,
and somebody on eBay bought that guitar, so
Oh.
Random eBay person, ha.
And I
So
got a
anyways,
Coach bag out of that.
write your messages in about interracial relationships.
And I got a bottle of rum out of that. So if he wants to throw up on another guitar, be my
A
guest.
very good bottle of rum.
That was a very good liter and a half of rum too. Yeah. So
Anyway, so it's interracial relationships. I'm offended, hurt.
By
No,
what?
No, not really.
What
I'm just weirded out by the fact that people think that my girlfriend
Is your sister?
looks like my sibling.
It happens.
I
man.
told-
Can I marry her? That'll just be
You're
awkward.
not actually related at all. Like,
So-
Not at all whatsoever.
so
you'd
what-
fit in below the Mason-Dixon line.
She's from Virginia.
Well, you're already halfway there.
Anyways,
I think that's all the way there.
Yeah.
So you guys, parents are cool with that, huh?
Yeah, my parents are cool.
All right. My
yeah.
parents
Well,
not so much.
tell us about a good. Really?
Not
Yeah.
at all.
Oh,
By not
really?
so much, I mean not at all.
Is it because she's Asian and foreign, or because they
And
just
foreign?
don't like the
I think-
experience
I
they've
think it's
had
yes
with their
and yes.
family?
Well,
Family meaning your sister. Should I not?
all yes, yes for all.
So because she's Thai. So what is the beef?
Well, I don't understand the situation. My mom thinks that I should marry either an Irish or an Italian because I'm Irish and Italian. But for her to be Irish, and
You know that
Italian,
Irish. You know that Irish and Italians hate each other.
right? Well, also for her to be Irish and Italian, that means an Irish and an Italian would have had to fuck. So her parents would have had to be in the same situation as me. So it's very hypocritical, which I don't
So,
understand.
but what are they? So listen. So Jay's girlfriend, well, we're not gonna call by name. Awesome Thai woman.
Everyone loves her. Actually.
Speaking from
She's great.
Speaking from a science perspective, genetic diversity is a good thing for our race. So, there's nothing. I think that's why we're programmed to like like different people than us, you know, because it's like, you know, it's good for just genetic variation and just our species in general.
Well, you
know?
also realize 3 generations from now, everyone's just going to be tan.
with
Because everyone's just fucking everyone,
With
and
slightly
3 generations from now, everyone's just going to be.
everyone's gonna be tan with slightly.
Okay, so
Asian features.
let's go back to your racist parents.
Okay.
Ooh. Is that right?
Yeah, whatever. You know.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
So Jay, a very much so Anglo man, which I'm looking at him right now.
I look like Casper.
Looks pretty damn white.
So do you. But move on.
yeah, it's just his hair.
It's all
his hair is
European.
a little darker. That's the only difference.
And actually, I still have my hair. Oh,
Wow.
So,
I didn't know it was gonna be that kind of show.
So Jay has this, you know, brilliant girlfriend. I personally think maybe Emil can back me up.
Yeah,
And
she's an
Lexi,
awesome person.
she's a great person.
Yeah.
She is a brilliant cook. And I think she very much compliments Jay. Now, the McKennas, what's their POV here?
Dad, not so much against the whole thing.
Okay.
Good.
He was more of the I don't know, like revolution type of person, whereas I think my mom was more of the conformist type of the 60s. So it's kind of like, you know,
Give me the juice, Jay. What do they say to you? Why are you dating her? She's Asian. We're Irish, Italian. What we want you to? You're 30. We want you to marry us. Give us the juice. Not to put you on the spot, but come on.
There's not much to it. My mom, wants me to marry an Irish or an Italian or a mix of the two because that's the way her parents were. Even though one of them broke the
code.
Well, they both did, I guess.
Right. Her mother was all Irish and her father was all Italian, so both of them broke whatever the line of genetics was, and but apparently, like, it's got to stay that way now, even though they changed it. And my dad's like, well, I don't really give a shit. If you're happy, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's the important thing. I mean, if you're happy with, whoever it is, it's like...
But I think it's very important how your family feels about it.
It is, yeah. I mean, hopefully they'd be reasonable, but,
You know what's important to me? Minding your own business.
Pussy?
No! Well,
I've known you for
that's
7 years. Pussy is important to you, my friend.
why do I have
what?
this reputation for being such this,
Really? Emil and I can confess to the fact that you, when you were single, you would go out and search pussy like nobody's business, like a blonde, like a fucking bloodhound looking for fucking...
He was like any normal male.
No,
misrepresented.
Jay was a dater. He
Misrepresented.
wanted...
No. He dated a
Emil.
normal, I think he dated a normal amount. I mean,
Right.
No, Jay wanted to go out and date because he wanted to meet girls.
Well, that's what you do when you're
And I've
single.
also slept with less women than most of my friends, so...
Yeah, what? I mean, he went out on dates and he was single. Like, what else are you gonna
Tell
do?
me you haven't slept with at least twice as many women.
It depends on what the number is.
Well,
Okay, what's your number?
Wow, what? Are you really
You
willing to
guys-
disclose this information online?
You guys
I don't
can-
think so.
You guys can write it down.
Oh, wow. Want to write it down?
Yeah, we got a notebook right here. There we go. We'll write it down. I bet yours is at least twice as many.
I bet you it's probably not.
Yeah,
I
all
bet
right.
you it is.
I bet you.
Should we put money on this?
Well, I know. I have a rough idea of Jay's number.
Me
so.
too. And I'm
Mine's not that much.
Well, exactly, which should say something.
I may put one this front, but
yeah,
like,
I have no idea about you, but I know like roughly Jay's.
Are we,
Go for it, right?
are we really doing
do
this?
it.
Yeah.
Write it down.
Yeah. Write something down. We'll see.
I think that's more.
Oh, we should put money on this.
Are you laughing because this is low or high?
I think
Because
that's
I
low.
know it's more than twice.
I think that's
yours.
low.
It's not twice mine.
It-
That's
is it?
low.
No, I've.
Are
All
you
right.
Come on.
It's
What
more
is-
than me, but it's all right. It's not.
Okay, I thought it was okay.
All right.
Whatever.
I think we're both still on the lower end of the spectrum.
I think we are as well, but I've always been
Emil, what's your number?
I've always been a
Let me just say it on the air.
I've always been a
It's pretty-
very
it's very low.
relationship centric kind of guy. I've always liked having a girlfriend. What's your number? Can you write it down, please? I mean, Jay and I both did. Yeah,
I know it, so if...
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
What?
He was out of that.
He was right.
Out of that, yeah.
He was right.
Oh, stop!
Oh, Lauren's on
Cut
the
it out! Are you kidding me? We all did it.
No, this is a guy thing.
No,
I'm
no, this is-
participating.
It's a
No.
podcast thing.
You're
Come on.
here.
Well, Lauren's writing her number
Okay.
down.
Let's just pretend
Oh,
that's
that's
it.
so lame.
She wrote Saturn.
You can't say it.
Saturn is not a number, but if it was a number, I would say it was 37. So
Oh my god!
Lauren has the most with 37.
It's a complete lie. Why?
She actually has.
Why
more
would
Lauren
you
is
do
a
that?
salute.
She
Why would
actually
you
has
do
more
that
than
to
all
me?
three of us combined.
No,
I'm doing
that's
the
not
math right
true.
now.
Podcasters do not believe this.
All right,
Well,
let's respect that no one else
I mean,
revealed any
listeners.
numbers, and so we shouldn't reveal.
I'm just saying, if you're not going to write a number down, Saturn equals 37.
Yeah, it's not gonna be shared. It's between the
So
between the four of us.
So apparently,
It's between the
Lauren
four of
wrote
us.
down pi.
We're not
which is
saying it. It's between the four of us.
3.14. She's had 3.14
Leon.
mates.
Jay.
Well, that's percentage. You got to multiply that by 100, so 314.
Okay. So clearly,
Lauren, don't be lame.
No fun.
Telling you.
No fun.
I'm sorry. That's what you get when you have
Hey,
a
Allison,
girl on
you're
your show.
Allison, you're being a fan of Lauren is fucking.
No. Okay, Allison would not write down her number either. Okay, no, it's not 37, Jay.
37.
Thank you very
When
much.
when you're with friends. Listen, let's talk about our first experiences with sex.
okay.
All right. Lauren, why don't you kick it off? When did you get broken in? When were you made to bleed?
Really?
I'm so inappropriate.
Yeah,
It's lovely.
bad.
How much?
Lovely.
How much blood in ounces?
I can't
Fellas.
even. This is ridiculous.
This is you're
Even,
such a,
okay, this
you're
is so
such a
ridiculous.
prude.
This is so ridiculous that the doctor left the room.
The doctor, who is the doctor, the doc, is back.
The doc
I
left
just
the
can't
room.
believe he said that to her.
This is what I get when I'm hanging out with three imbecile
Wait, so,
dudes.
so you want Lauren to come back, do you?
Allison, can I get some feedback on this? Like, why am I being treated this way?
Because you're the only girl.
Only
here.
girl. I should not.
We're all
do this
being
to
fair
myself.
here.
And listen, because you know what? The three of us would talk about our first experience.
Yeah, we're not.
You're
the,
the
one,
only one making a big deal out of it.
Okay, why?
We're not the one filling
Why don't we
secrets
start
and
with you
lies.
guys?
Sure.
Start. Let's
But
go
you-
in order. Let's go in order.
Well, okay, but see, this is kind of reciprocal to the fact that we all just kind of put down on paper how many people we've slept with, and you put down a big 0 with an X over it.
Saturn.
So
Saturn.
it's kind of the same kind of thing. Like, you're not willing to give us your information when the three of us completely have no problem doing so.
It's not like Mimey listens to the show, so nobody's gonna like get mad.
Hey, listen, and none of us look at our numbers. We're not fucking bragging. We're just
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah, we're just saying stuff.
We're just four friends having a drink, talking about our fucking personal lives.
I don't have a drink, so maybe this is. I should be.
But I'm just saying, it's.
We've all had drinks. Actually, none of us.
Let's
have
not
drinks.
let's not take to that level where it's fucking we're being fucking literal.
Mhm.
Okay, you want me to start? Jay, you want to
No,
start?
no. Let's go in order from Emil on our first
I mean,
experience.
mine wasn't that exciting. My first time was just a random hookup.
How old were you?
you?
I was a sophomore in college.
Which just makes you how old? 22?
20.
20.
No,
20.
19.
19.
Or,
20.
I don't remember. It was 18 or 19.
Sophomore, yeah, 19.
19.
19
Yeah.
or something like that. I don't know.
Somebody you were dating? Somebody that
No,
you kind of
no.
had went to a party and met? And
Yeah, basically. It was
Were you
more
in
of
and
a
out
party.
and embarrassed? Or how
I wasn't embarrassed, but it didn't mean anything. It was just kind of getting it out of the way kind of deal.
Was she Asian?
No.
Not interested.
She white?
No, just kidding.
The dog, by the way, is
She was white?
of Indian descent. So
She-
that's why we're asking these questions.
She was white, yeah.
Was she fat?
With a PH.
Festively plump.
She was, she may have been a little overweight.
Okay.
See? I love the fact that Emil's
This
able
is
to
what the show's
disclose
all
this,
about,
man. That's
yeah.
what it's all about.
Exactly.
You know? And you being so fucking centered and closed,
I
it's
said
so
we're going
lame.
in order, which means you're next, and then I'm next. So,
But like, like Emil's being so open about it. That's what we need from the group. Anyway, so I'm next.
I guess so.
Sure.
I was 16 years old. It was
Jesus
It
Christ.
was back in 1997.
Rape. Actually, I think a lot of people are doing
that's,
that. I
that's
think
not that abnormal. I mean, that's
I
normal.
think we're the freaks here.
Yeah,
Actually,
I would say I was pretty late.
She was 15.
that was later.
She was my girlfriend, actually. Her name was MS. And her parents
Multiple
were...
sclerosis.
So my first time was with MS. And nothing really fun or brag about it or whatever. But my first time, like when I was 16 years old, my father owned a car dealership. And so I was always getting kind of, I was 16 years old. I had a car before I even had a license. And so I was kind of known as Cool Guy G. You know what I mean? Like, if that makes any sense.
Was that your nickname?
No, it wasn't.
Oh.
I was just kind of making a...
Cool Guy G.
I was Cool Guy G. Like, I was known as like a... this is, we'll talk about high school, kind of cool guy. Had a reputation, which you kind of do in high school. And so I was 16 years old. I was a virgin, but I was made to believe that I was more experienced than I was. And so the girl that I was dating at the time, her parents were away for the weekend. So I go back to her apartment to hang out with our friends or whatever. And so her parents babysat a kid. This kid we call R. R. Yeah, Richard.
He was a pilot.
And and so we're in his actually playroom, and we're making.
Wait, how old is he? He has a playroom. How old is he?
He was
7?
He was a kid. He was like fucking. He was like 5, 6 years old.
Oh, you really were fucking in a little kid's room?
Oh, that's 100%.
Ah!
And so we're kind of like like he's not there, and so like we have other friends. We have it was three couples in the house that night, and so my girlfriend at the time and I sneak into his kind of like playpen room, kind of whatever, because he actually had his own bedroom in there. And we start making out, and one thing leads to another, and I dip it in for about 3 to 5 seconds.
So you count that
How
as your
romantic.
first time?
I didn't count it, but it was the excitement definitely took over, and I was like, holy shit, I'm fucking totally fucking. And I penetrated, and I came back out, and that was it, and that was my first sexual experience.
Is that even legal?
She was 15, I was 16. Why not?
The 5-year-old's room. I'm still stuck on that. Actually.
It was totally a playpen room. Yeah, for sure. And she thought that I had been around before, because that's kind of like the persona that I
think she
portrayed.
found out
She was
5 seconds later that
disappointed.
you were.
She was a virgin as well. She had no idea what to expect. And
You're like, baby, that's really long for normal.
I mean, it wasn't like 2 seconds. I mean, it might have topped a minute, like stroking her out for about a minute or so, but just and that was it, man. That was my and prior to that, we were in her mother's bathroom smoking a J with some of our friends, and we were drinking 40s that night. So I was completely fucking.
That doesn't help your.
I was completely. Oh, it
Well,
totally does.
Yeah, it depends how
Totally
long you
does.
drink,
I was
yeah.
completely drunk, completely high.
Yeah, I guess so.
And she wanted as bad as I did, and I slipped it in, and that's how the LB broke his virginship.
We
What about
didn't.
you, Jay?
No, we didn't go over. How long was yours, email, Doc?
How long? It wasn't very long at all. I mean, it was the first time, so I don't remember actually. Honestly, I don't remember. I was
short he doesn't remember.
Well, I was also. I remember being drunk, so it's hard to
Age.
remember. Yeah.
Was I the only one that was sober? No, wait, I was
Yes.
drunk actually.
So we were all drunk. Wait, Lexi, were you drunk?
I was drunk.
Yeah, we were all drunk.
That's just the way it is. I think
It
It's
is.
pretty more common than not. I
Yeah,
would say.
seriously.
Well, we're not doing my story yet because we're going in order. So
Well,
I just
you're
told
next
mine.
in order now.
just
Yeah.
because we change seats doesn't mean
Lexi.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I don't trust you. Actually, you got to go first because I don't think you're gonna go.
She
I'm gonna go.
Go ahead.
Oh, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
I was 20
All right.
in college. I met this guy. I was out with a couple of friends at a bar, and I had.
He said he loved me.
No. I met this guy at a bar, and I was out with two of my friends, and like they had just met that night, and they were like making out and like at the bar or whatever, and it was a good band playing, and I was really drunk, and I'd snuck in. It was really funny, but like I was in Faneuil Hall in Boston, and my friends had gone in. They were both 21 plus, so they went in through the door, and I just kind of sat on the windowsill and like nonchalantly swung my legs over to the other side, so I was in the bar, and just like walked away hoping no one would notice, and no one did. So anyways, I was in there and I met this guy, like totally hot Irish guy from the motherland, like with the accent and everything, which I love. So like we were talking, so one thing led to another, went back to my place, and there you go.
But were you nervous? Were you anxious? What was going through your head? Were you like, oh my god, I'm totally having sex with that. I'm totally gonna let this guy fucking break me.
And how old was Mr. Blarney Stone?
He's like probably like 24, 25, and I was 20.
Sketchy.
It's not sketchy.
No, it's not.
It's not sketchy.
He's kidding. He's kidding.
I was gonna say that no matter what you said.
Yeah, I know. He was 20. Sketchy. No.
He was the same age as me.
Sketchy. Listen, okay, so let's get juicy. Did it hurt? Did it bleed? What happened?
No, none of the above, actually.
No? It didn't hurt?
No.
So you were used to fucking like masturbating yourself and taking
What the-
dildos in there?
What? No, not at all.
Must have been tight.
Wouldn't you like to know, you pervert?
I fucked a couple of virgins in my day and they're all tight.
Doesn't mean that it hurts and it's all bloody and whatnot. Doesn't mean that they fucking stuck a cucumber in there.
Did it look like a set of Saw?
If it didn't bleed, Blarney Stone's cock wasn't big enough.
Wow.
Really?
That's what I'm saying.
Was it a thimble full of blood or a keg full of blood?
Moving on to Jay. This is kind of ridiculous. I said my story.
Was it your first time sucking cock too?
What?
Was it your first time sucking cock?
Oh, dude.
Did you suck his cock?
Dude. What are you, Howard Stern?
Yeah, what is this? Since I'm the only girl, I
I'm
have
building a
to
brand.
go into like ridiculous detail.
Oh, I know I was hanging out with a bunch of prudes. I'm sorry. Jay, what's your story?
Did you go into ridiculous detail? I don't think so.
Oh,
you didn't say
you
her
could
pussy
ask me.
was so wet.
You could ask me.
that
You can ask me anything you want. Of course, I fingered her before I stuck it in.
I don't care.
I got her nice and wet.
That's great.
I got her nice and wet. I fingered her. I got her nice and wet. I made her fucking lick my finger at, and then I fucked her.
I think that's a little TMI.
That's
a little TMI.
Like the same thing popped into my head. I really don't want
I'm
to.
sorry. I wasn't. I thought I was hanging out with a bunch of adults.
No,
and
man. Like
No, I
we're
don't
just
wanna
going
hear
through our
about that.
story. We don't
Anyways,
have to get all
Jason,
super dirty.
what's your story?
Jay, did you want to hear about that?
I'm going to put an NC-17 rating on this episode. And I'm going to tell my mom never to listen to this episode.
Yeah.
No, she listens sometimes, so I got to make sure.
For the young kids out there.
Episode 42, no. Don't listen.
Yeah.
I was the oldest out of all of you. I was 21.
Wow.
21. I was going to say...
You were legal.
I was totally legal. I was ready to go.
So you were legally drinking as opposed to all of us.
Exactly. It was her 19th birthday.
Fucking a 19-year-old.
She was 21.
You're right. My age difference is, more
She was legal. No
same-ish than everyone else's. And right afterwards, I rolled over and I said, "Happy birthday."
So set it up for us. Come on.
It was kind of like mutual attraction at first sight. I was hanging out with a friend, a mutual friend actually, and we met. We kind of just had this flirty vibe going on, and
Were you her first?
yeah, we were both each other's first. Yeah. So it's interesting.
Were you anxious? Were you scared? Were you nervous? All of the above?
Yeah, no, I was kind of. I freaked out.
You're 21 for God's sakes.
Yeah,
I'm not jerking off at that point.
a lot. Yeah, yeah, a lot. Didn't get off actually.
Are you kidding me? Really?
No.
Then you must have been really drunk. Oh, you were sober.
No.
You said.
No, I was drunk, but no, the first 2 times didn't. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Just
Any foreplay involved?
Oh yeah.
And you still didn't get off?
No.
Did she lick you up and down?
It's like, well, she was on top, and when the girl's on top, I just like it never happens for me.
You know, when she's on top, it goes deeper that way.
Well, good for her, but it doesn't work for me.
Interesting.
Yeah, I could go like that for forever. It just doesn't work for me. I mean, it feels good, but it just never comes to that point.
What took you so long?
Circumstances. I
Hey,
don't know.
you're not fucking ugly McGee here. Are you just shy around women?
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, I'm an awkward human being.
I'm gonna
I
go.
like that.
I'm gonna go ahead and say
statement.
you're not.
I like that statement.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go ahead and say he's not like a human being. You're very much a people person.
I am. I'm a people person. Apparently, I'm not a vagina person.
Well, Jay gets awkward in certain situations. Not most situations, but I mean, I'm like that too. You know, like sometimes you just feel like awkward.
I'm just a goof when it comes to that. Like, you know, like I think it was either the first or second time we're like having sex. I go to change positions and I like fell out of the bed, just fell flat on the floor. That's the kind of stuff like that happens to me. I don't know. I had opportunities beforehand. I just, I don't know. It's
You don't want to.
Like I don't know.
need to justify it.
I'm one of those people who like can honestly say I've never slept with anybody who like I thought was gross, and just blamed it on like a drunken night out. So
Me neither.
like there was this one girl who was a little loose, and she freshman year of college, she like sat down next to me in my dorm room, and she's like, she was so gross, and she's like, "Can I go down on you?" I paused for like 10 seconds, and I slowly look up at her. I go, "You're fat."
Her initials were SG.
But it's
so
head.
gross.
I would let the fattest, nastiest girl suck my cock, only because I ain't touching you. You just sucking my cock.
See, that's why we get into these debates as to whether I would sleep with Paris Hilton or not. Because I turned down head multiple times because I don't think the girl's good looking. I
just want to get cock.
Exactly. That's what separates me
head.
from most guys.
Yeah.
I don't know. If they don't do it for me, they don't do it for me. And that's, So actually, I don't think I got head until 2 years after I had sex.
You were like 25.
23. 23.
My God. You were a late bloomer, my friend.
Yeah, a late bloomer, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even think I made out till I was like 18.
Whoa. Really?
Yeah.
I got my first French kiss in 7th grade.
Yeah,
How old are you?
I was like 9.
We're like 13. Oh my God,
I was like 3.
No, I'm serious. I was like 9 years old.
How old is that? That's like
I mean, how old is 9? 9 is 9 years old.
Right.
I meant like
Maybe I was 10.
I meant like what grade?
4th.
I might have been 10.
4th? Yeah.
I was in 7th.
7th?
12th. Right.
My God.
That's a senior.
Yeah, I didn't know what I was doing.
You were a geek.
Shit, what grade are you in when you're 9 or 10? What is that?
Is
that
there even
like
a grade at that point?
Fourth
It's like
or fifth.
fourth grade,
Yeah.
4th grade.
Jesus
Fifth.
Christ. Do you ever hear of like Ninja Turtles?
Yeah.
Garbage Pail Kids? That was 4th and 5th grade.
Guys were really advanced in my Connecticut neighborhood. back in
Only
the
because
day.
you have fucking tits the size of fucking Saturn. That's why they were interested.
Really? Is that? I'm speechless. I don't even know what to say.
I get it. I know. I know. I still hang out with a bunch of prudes.
So,
Anyway.
funny story. All right. The first girl I made out with was a Brazilian girl. Very attractive. Very, very, very. To the point where it was... All right. There was 3 Brazilian exchange students that went to our college. High school. And my buddy runs up to me one day. He's like, dude, I'm dating the hot Brazilian girl. And there was an ugly one, an average one, and a hot one. So, of course, at first I point to the hot one. I'm like, her? He's like, no. I pointed to the medium one. I'm like, her. He's like, no. I was like, oh. Okay, good for you. Yeah, and he was like all proud. She was she had like a mustache. She had it was a horror show. It was really you saw it. It was bad.
Yeah, she was on my tennis team, and I was.
And she played on the men's team, right?
No, actually, she wasn't on my tennis team, but she was like better than like all the guy tennis players because she had like very
awful
big muscles.
Yeah, it was awful. It was not a. Anyway, mine was the other one. So I guess that's the story of our first. Now that we've embarrassed ourselves in front of everyone.
No, but
I'm not embarrassed.
I didn't get the full Brazilian story. So did you end up getting the hot one or the medium one?
I made out with the hot one, but since it was my first time and I was already 18. I didn't know what I was doing, and she kind of got fed up after a while.
Oh.
So yeah, it was kind of traumatic for like 4 years, but I got over it.
4 years.
4 years, Jesus.
I have flashbacks to this day, but I got over it, and it's all good now.
But none of us are virgins now, so that's the upside of the story.
Now that we're old.
Yeah.
Well, at least you got.
Now we all have playmates, and sex isn't fun anymore.
Unless some of us are lying. Dun dun dun.
I lied.
I thought so. I knew somebody had to.
I am a virgin.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I am a virgin. Is that really hard to believe?
Because you're a whore.
I'm not a whore. I'm a fucking virgin.
He's a he-whore.
I try.
He's a he-whore.
I try, but it gets nowhere.
Eeyore?
It's just terrible.
Yeah, from Winnie the
It's
Pooh.
terrible.
Yeah,
You're the blue donkey, the blue depressed donkey.
I
From
just
Winnie
never
the
get
Pooh.
laid, man. It sucks.
Well, there's always the internet.
I jerk off a lot, but that's about it.
You know, when we were young, there was no internet, so we actually had to like get magazines and stuff.
Oh my god!
How awful was that?
Actually, don't mind it. I mean, I can recall the first time that I caught wind and actually tried to experience skin magazines. So we used to call them skinnies. I had an uncle who was a pervert. Well, looking back, he was a pervert, and he used to have skin magazines. You know, when you take a shit in the toilet, there's a stack of magazines.
As opposed to shit.
Shit in the sink.
I don't. What is this toilet you speak?
Okay. Okay.
Extra words.
But he had a little stash of magazines in front of the toilet, and so when I would go in there, I would try to go through the usual.
You took like 37 shits a day.
Like the usual People or National Geographic or fucking Popular Science or whatever shit, and I would realize that he actually, him and his sons, actually had some Penthouse and some Playboy and some Hustler, and I was like, wow, exciting. And then I would steal them back when they were all asleep into my bed, and have fun with myself. And this is like me when I'm like 10.
I mean, when I was young, I used like anything you could get your hands on, even if they weren't like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually once jerked off to a Victoria's Secret catalog. It's funny you say that.
When I was 10,
You
there was
just use your imagination.
He-Man.
You use your imagination
and
when you're at that age. At that age, you're so
Transformers,
fucking horny.
Yeah.
And you're discovering
Yeah,
yourself.
I mean,
At
like
10?
all of a sudden, you have a fucking hard cock, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna play with this motherfucker.
At 10?
I was 12, I think.
I think at 10, 11 years old.
Jesus Christ.
That's why I got laid at 16, man.
Yeah, I was definitely a late bloomer.
That's why I got laid at 16. That's
How old are you, Jay?
You just said 21.
No. When he was like.
When you first jerked off.
I don't know, but at 10, I was definitely playing with He-Man and G.I. Joe. It was.
In their
I was doing that too.
No.
In the afternoon.
First of all, they were all eunuchs, if you look at the toys.
You're like staring at it, like, what do I do with this?
Yeah, you can't fuck this.
Barbie dolls.
No, but it was. Wow. Went downhill. We started off talking about stuff, and then we had a couple drinks, and look what happened.
But people are interested now.
I like the fact that we were all able to be open enough to discuss our experiences. think that's the kind of thing that I want to talk about.
I
People
think it
can
would
relate
be fucking awesome if your listeners actually posted about their first time.
Yeah. Why don't you guys join the forums and start a thread about that?
Yeah, why not? First time, first kiss, first whatever.
First anal.
Why don't you tell us what your first anal receiving, that is?
to. Ooh, wow.
Well, I was like 6. Then maybe that's why it took me so long for everything else.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It was Sweating to the Oldies.
It was your priest.
Right. Richard Simmons was in the background.
It was Father Callahan.
We had a vat of Vaseline. And I'm going to stop this segment right now because it's gross and not true.
Yeah, and this is we have to move on to.
This is what happens when it's 3 in the morning. We've been drinking since like 8. I think we're going to wrap the show up.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we got yawning and synchronized yawning.
And I just don't live in this neighborhood, so I gotta find a way home. So I gotta go.
Okay, that's fine. Leave me.
I'm gonna leave you, Jay.
I'm gonna leave
I will never leave you.
I'm gonna run away.
I just need to find a way
9
home.
feet away.
Because I live all the way. I live on the island
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah,
Let me see how it is.
I'm just gonna I get a head start because I gotta walk 9 feet.
You live so far away, Emil. I'm sorry, doctor.
The
And
doc.
even Lauren
Doc.
lives in the same borough. I gotta fucking cross fucking rivers and shit.
I know.
You just spit on it.
No.
It's a gleek. What can you do?
I'm sorry.
I did not.
That looks
No,
so...
I spit on myself.
Yeah.
Oh, that's been on you.
So now you touched it.
No.
I don't mind.
That looks so funny.
I know you're not
It was
Cody.
like...
I thought I spit on you.
No.
What the fuck is a gleek?
You ever heard of a gleek?
Never.
Like sometimes if you yawn, your tongue's like in a certain position. It's just like
that was such
No,
a...
I've had that happen a lot, but I never heard the word.
it's a gleek.
And
No,
whatever
she...
comes out.
Lauren yawned and it just like...
No, I've
It was
had
like
that
a-
happen. I just never heard the word gleek in my entire life.
That's a
Really?
Massachusetts thing, apparently.
Maybe. Gleek.
Yeah, I've never heard of it either, actually.
You guys are fucked up.
What I consider
Why?
is
Because
like
we actually have a name for something? That
No, we
happens?
in New York we call it the saliva shooting out while yawning thing.
No, that's too long. It's a gleek.
The fountain...
I've totally heard Glee before.
It's called the fountain of drool.
I think you guys made that shit up just now.
No, it's a gleek. I've
It's-
heard since like back in the day.
It's called...
always been
It's
a gleek.
FOD for short, for fountain of drool.
Fountain of
I just
drool.
made that up.
No, I know that's not acceptable.
Gleek,
Alright,
really?
alright.
You guys didn't just make that up.
No, it's a gleek.
To me, a Glee is like when you got like in something like spits out of your mouth unintentionally. Or like if it is, you do it.
No, or unintentionally. Like Emil just went.
I just said
At least it was on
unintentionally
your
is
arm.
like,
I was like,
"Ah," but intentionally is like a.
I just watched it because I had the
called a
perfect angle. You could just
Really?
see it. Like,
Yeah.
I thought it was when you were trying to say weak and
Yeah, it went
somebody
up
punched
to,
you
like,
in the
the
throat, and then it comes out as gleek.
Well, okay,
No,
we'll have
you're
to
not from
Wikipedia
Massachusetts.
it, or IMDb
See, Massachusetts.
or whatever. Okay.
Glee.
Gleek.
You guys are fucked.
We're fucking awesome.
Whatever.
Alright,
On that
fine.
note, thanks for listening, y'all. See you next time.
Yeah, we'll be back. Thank you.
drunk.
Join the forums. BrinkASanityShow.com.
Buy some t-shirts.
Yeah, right?
Buy some t-shirts. We haven't mentioned that in a while.
T-shirts.
Click on some ads.
T-shirts.
Ad on the front page, BrinkASanityShow.com. That would be awesome.
Human giant.
Post on the forum.
Yeah, it's Human Giant right now, actually. And where is the contact page? We also have voicemail. Nobody's used the voicemail in a while. So give that a call. 641-715-3900. And then the extension is 95391 pound.
I wonder why no one does it.
Do us a favor if you want to tell Lauren how much she rocks and how much I suck. Please do so.
Thanks, Allison.
All you have to do to put in a voicemail is to dial 38 digits.
Hey, after you do that, then you could talk for not more buttons. And then vote on Podcast Alley and dig on dig.
And you have 6 seconds to leave the button on.
And do all those things and more.
Yep.
The more, I don't know, I didn't mention, but you have to figure it out.
Better.
And better and
Bring
things.
us sanity. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us, Jay. Thank you for having us back.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks for coming.
Ciao.
Bye.